All right. Welcome back to Chris and Max Play Final Fantasy VII Independence Day Edition. How are we doing, Max?
Pretty good. I hear the fireworks out in the neighborhood right now. It's
Nice.
been going on all weekend. Yeah, of course, and it's going to continue
Yep.
until next weekend, I'm thinking.
Yep. Now, nice little fun fact for our all 10 members of our audience on YouTube here. I am, in fact, a clergyman. So this is great because on Sunday I had to be up at the bright and early hour of 5 a.m. and all night
fun.
Saturday we had fireworks going non-stop. That was great.
Yeah, we are right across from the park, like literally a 2-second walk from the park. Okay, what I don't know if those are like little ghosts or
Yeah, right, these little ectoplasm dudes.
ectoplasm.
Whatever it is, it's dead.
Oh no, that's like a legit ghost with a spooky face.
Right.
The spooky ghost face.
Crap.
Oh yeah, we're right across from the park, so it's yeah, people are setting off fireworks in the baseball field.
Right. Good
It's
stuff.
right next to our house. Yeah.
At this point, if there is anyone who has actually been watching us and enjoying themselves, they've got to be thinking, wait a minute, that foul-mouthed fiend is a pastor?
Best kept secret.
Yeah, right? Well, that's out of the
Every
bag.
time I tell my friends that, like, they're like, wait a second, that's right, he's a clergyman, and they get all surprised. It's
Right.
just like, what?
Wait, you're like, sorta gay friend that keeps talking about your butt? Yeah, that's the one. Wait a minute, I can't go. That's not a ramp. That's not a ramp at all.
You don't want that potion?
I'm trying to figure out. Okay, I think I got it. I gotta go down and around. Here we go. Well, Cloud's gonna make short work of one of these dudes. Boom. Oh crap. Well, then fire ought to wreck his day a little. No, actually that was pathetic. Okay, don't use magic on these dudes.
Don't use magic at all.
On the ghosts, it's helpful.
No, they don't seem to like fire.
Yeah, imagine that. Oh, there we go.
Now, you just got the steel materia a little while ago, didn't you?
I did. I'm not
feel like
equipping
you
it
get
right
that
away
really
though,
in this
because I
game.
don't want to. Yeah, you do. I don't want to risk it becoming Mug too soon, and giving me trouble
yeah.
at the Shinra HQ when I have to steal the hard edge and all those carbon bangles.
Oh damn, that's right. You can steal the hard edge there.
Yeah, that's like
Just
the one place in the
Best
game where
weapon
stealing.
for a little while.
Yeah, that's like the one place in the game where stealing is worthwhile.
What else can you steal there?
The carbon bangles, which give you a nice boost in defense for free, basically.
Nice.
They're not too hard to steal either. The hard edge, if I remember, takes a while, unless you're
It's-
super
yeah.
lucky. But
Yeah, that's right. That one's kind of hard. It's like those little biker dudes, right? Or something like that.
no, the hard edge comes from the soldiers' second class, I believe. The
Oh,
carbon
okay.
bangles come from those weird dudes that look like they're balancing on a steel beach ball.
Oh, that's okay. I was actually thinking of those guys. Okay.
Go. You know, another project that I know we've been wanting to work on together for a while, Persona 5. I'm probably about halfway through that game now and still loving it.
Oh yeah. It's kind of a damn shame that we can't do this with that game.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Atlas remains stubborn on that point.
Yeah. Actually, I feel like even if we were on the couch together and streaming it, you know, even if it wasn't to the PS4, they probably wouldn't like that either.
Yeah. Which
Oh,
is a
geez.
shame.
They're like doing legitimate whole show of fireworks outside.
That's awesome. Well, the audio on my end is still in good shape, so...
Okay, yeah, good. I don't think you'll be able to hear it. Hope not.
Use all my MP. I'll just use a tent when we get to the tower anyways. Or a pillar, as it were.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're getting close to,
yeah, shit's about to get real.
HQ, aren't we?
Yep.
Damn, that's... You really snuck up on me.
Yeah. I think within the next episode or two, we'll be out of Midgar. So now here's the quote-unquote train puzzle, sorta.
Move the train a little bit this way.
Yeah, right. Doesn't require a whole lot of intricate thought, if I remember correctly.
No, puzzle is generous. Damn.
Yeah.
I showed you.
It's laid into Eris. God, I hate her pleasant smile and her modest clothing. This really is where the plot starts to thicken a little bit as Shinra HQ.
Yeah. It's kind of like basically when you get thrown into prison. That's when things start to kind of speed up for this game.
For sure.
There's one blurry train.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Cloud's just like, this is one low-res train. Damn.
Well, what's great is that these the trains that you can actually interact with on the PS1, they were super pixelated and kind of clunky looking, but they've kind of upped the resolution on them a little bit for the PC port, and now the pre-rendered backgrounds look fuzzy by comparison.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
They can't just strike a decent balance.
No. But you always know which ones you can interact with.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of night and day. Just holding down X. Deep tactical combat here. That cover material is going to build Cloud's limit nicely.
Yeah, that's true. Since his limit is so slow to build.
Don't really want to waste it on that guy, though. There we go. You know, this is the PS4 version. I could always do some off-screen grinding and get his limit all the way up in a matter of like an hour.
At any time, Chris can just click the R3 button and
like this?
beat the game.
Whoa! But what fun is that?
That is... that's soldier first class for you.
Right. Hey, what's this guy looking at?
What is it?
I heard a rumor that the plate was going to fall. Yet here I stand, doing my job.
What the hell?
This guy operates by some kind of ethical code that other Shinra soldiers really don't seem to be aware of.
Also, he heard a rumor about that. What are the top secret plans coming down the grapevine of the Shinra soldiers? They really did not keep a tight, heavy lid on that.
Nah. Hey, just so you know. Well, I guess at this point, though, the cat's sort of out of the bag.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, just your usual afternoon gunfire. Yeah, it's Midgar. We get full-scale battles all the time. And then, wait a minute. Okay, there's Wedge. He's going in. He's lending support. He's got his gun. He's got... Oh, no. Wait a minute. Oh!
Oh, Wedge.
He did die like a chump. Wedge, are you alright? Yeah, Cloud. You know what, Cloud? I'm doing alright. Cloud, is it bad? Wedge, you're a puddle of human goop right now. No, it's not bad. Sorry, I wasn't any help. Cloud's last words to the dying Wedge. Yeah, you were a true disappointment to the end. I'm going up. There's no looking after
one.
Eris, you take care of this useless piece of shit. Poor Wedge. I like how she actually tries to tend to him. Okay, every bone in your body is yeah, liquidated. I'm just gonna go ahead and give you CPR. All my ribs are broken, please don't! Shh, I'm a nurse, it's okay.
Oh, that's right. Where's the second slot?
Yep. At least I'm remembering now. So, up we go.
Oh,
okay.
That's right. Eris is out of your party.
Cloud, so you don't care what happens to the planet? Nope, not interested.
Oh my god.
See you in hell, Biggs.
He's just hanging on the rail. Did he just fall on it like that?
Yeah.
He never quite fell all the way.
Never mind that he's like 200 stories up.
He never got through to you.
Right.
His life was a waste.
You've meant nothing to me. I should have given Eris's cure materia to Tifa. Oh well.
Ah, shit. What the hell is this thing?
Why didn't I use the lemon just now? Ouch. Yeah, I know, right? Like little helicopter troopers. But Shinra thought it was a great idea, instead of giving them a backpack, that they would just tie up one of their arms to the propellers.
Oh, Jesse.
I'm glad I could talk with you one last time. That's so.
Oh my god. Oh shit.
Freaking Mary Sue Cloud. He could have said whatever he wanted and they would have been like, I respect you, Cloud. Hey, Jesse, I know this is probably bad timing, but I've been stealing from you literally since we've known each other.
Damn.
Oh, he lived. Wow. Propeller troops are surprisingly combat ready.
This is like soldier third class.
Yeah, right. Man, these are the guys. These are the yeah. This is the Shinra equivalent to the Expendables. some old dudes that they really don't care what happens to. Like, yeah, just throw the freaking propeller armor on him. See what happens.
He's using his other propeller to... Can't catch me! Miss me!
Oh god, they command the forces of nature. Oh, that guy didn't even get a chance to be wounded. Zapped him out of the air.
Just fried his organs.
Attacking from the helicopter. Yeah, let's do that. Hey, there's Restore. I guess they took it from Eris.
Alright, that's awesome.
But you get Steel for a little bit, for no other reason than you need
for
something.
just no obvious reason.
Let's have Cloud cure everybody here. There we go. Not that Reno has much of a fighting chance, but... Oh, that's right, here's where you're first introduced to, Oh wait, no you're not. We saw Reno before. Reno was in the church.
Yeah, the church.
Here's where you fight him, though.
Gee, this is where you get to fight him, yeah.
And according to the... yeah.
This one right here.
You know, Reno's such like a carefree kind of comic relief character, but according to the story of this game, you like put him out of commission for quite a while here. Like you literally beat the hell out of Reno just because nothing else is going right for our party of misfits here. Oh god, Cloud!
Oh, that's right. Attack the pyramid. Oh god.
Not in much of a sporting mood right now, Reno. Wait, why is Cloud down? Oh, he's paralyzed. No, he's not. God. Can you imagine the living hell that Reno's in right now? I mean, he's on fire, then he's frozen, and then he gets zapped by lightning.
Then he gets it.
Then Barrett shoots him. It's like a real physicality to this fight that the JRPG genre just doesn't capture.
I feel like Cloud might do better attacking him. I don't know.
Yeah, Cloud's actually one of the best mages in the game, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Well, he's just the best at everything, so... There we go.
He's the guy that's always going to be in the party.
Yeah, right.
This is what takes him out of commission. Let's be real.
Yeah, right. Just the savage beatdown with the...
has a huge gash.
8-foot-long sword. Yeah. A pyramid thing, really not most effective weapon there, Reno. Boy, he can take some hits, though. I think I better get out of here. My massive chiseled cheekbones. Gives me an ether so that I can cast more magic on him. There's no helicopter waiting for him down there. He just thought that was the better of the two options.
It's just stay here and zapped and frozen and singed to death.
Oh my god, Reno! In Reno's mind, that was a suicide attempt. They rescue him just in the nick of time. Please let me die.
The emergency plate release system.
Okay, Barrett, he's opening fire on a helicopter that is containing one of our dearest friends. Fortunately, he's a terrible shot. I haven't decided. You know, we spent all these years trying to bring her in that we never put a whole lot of thought into where we were going with this. Finally report this to the president. Sir, after 20 long years, the function that you had in mind when you began the Turks has finally been fulfilled. Yeah, he just slaps a woman.
Sam?
That is a great laugh song. Here we go.
What kind of emergency would constitute releasing the plates?
Yeah, right.
I don't quite understand this emergency plate release system.
You know, the people living in the slums weren't really made aware of that technical detail about their home. Oh, the big red button? Don't worry about that button.
And have no Shinra executive lean on it accidentally.
Right. Thank God they put that there.
Water.
Right? Yeah. Alright, weird. I'm just gonna mount your face with my asshole here. This would be a bad time for Cloud to let one rip. Garrett just lets go. Oh, there goes the Texas sign. Shinra messed with Texas.
It's like 1/8 of the population.
Right? Once again, freaking President Shinra. What's my motivation again? You're just an asshole. This will make the people love me.
He's literally the evil guy with the evil laugh.
Yeah.
He's like the most evil person in this game.
Right?
His only motivation is just to make money and be a dick.
Well, again, though, think about it. Like, I don't even think money is his actual goal, because he just decimated, an eighth of Midgar. How much
That's
money
true.
and infrastructure do you think went down just now?
Yeah. How much electricity do corpses need?
Right? Marlaina. Hey Barrett, this may be a bad time to bring this up, but I think I left my wallet on the pillar. Fell out during the fight with Reno. You didn't pick that up. No, okay. You know what? I'll ask later.
Okay.
We'll shelf that for now. We'll shelf that for now.
This is a really sad scene. Just to
It
see
is.
Barrett break.
Right. I imagine that will be quite emotional in the
It's like
remake.
he's lost everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Only now does Tifa tell him, "Oh, by the way, we rescued Marlene." I just really wanted to see how you'd react. Tifa, were you recording that with your cell phone? What? Reaction videos are in right now, Cloud. I don't want to think of them as dead. Trust me, Barrett. I talked to them. They're pretty dead.
If it makes you feel any better, they were on their last leg before the plate even fell. They probably died horribly before then.
Also, I was kind of a dick to all three of them one last time.
You were a huge dick.
Evil and destroying our planet.
Fill their pockets with GP.
Yeah, right. Wait, was it GP or was this the first time it was called Gil?
You know what? I feel like the original PlayStation version, it was GP, and then it wasn't called Gil until FF8, but I could be absolutely wrong.
Oh, you know what? We are wrong. Gold Saucer had GP.
Oh, that's right.
It was a special currency just for... So GP was in this game, but Gil was the actual currency. Oh yeah, that girl. What's up with her? I like how Barrett just moved on. Oh yeah. Welp, live to fight another day. Let's go back and get that materia. I can't. Okay, I guess I gotta let Barrett and Tifa catch up. Then I'll get the materia. Now right there was usually the time where I would grind Cloud's limit break, but as I said, I think I'll just use the cheats and do that off camera.
Alright, sounds good. What, grind like in the little circle they have there before they come join you again?
Oh no, I just mean like sometime between episodes, just loading a save and just letting everyone blast their limit breaks against enemies until they're nice and leveled up. It does not take much with that cheat, I believe.
They don't mention... Sephiroth really is only mentioned in passing a few times until Shinra HQ, huh?
Yeah, and I know that was one of the big things that people were curious about with the remake, because, I mean, if you remember, the only detail that we've gotten on it in the last 2 years is that one new screenshot, which shows, it's like a piece of art. Yeah, Sephiroth and Cloud in front of Midgar, and, you know, because people after 2 years of no information get understandably antsy. They're like dissecting this piece of art and they're taking it to mean like, oh, maybe now the whole game takes place in Midgar, or maybe now Sephiroth is a bigger part of the Midgar story arc and they're destroying the story, or, you know, people's imaginations run wild, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I know he had like the little angel wing.
Oh
which is,
yeah,
you know,
that's right.
kind of a part of him, but yeah, in this game
Which,
it didn't
yeah,
really make an
it didn't even
appearance.
show up, yeah. I mean, in the final boss version of him, when he goes like full, like Seraph mutant creature, he has the one wing,
Yeah.
but that's never really a part of his character model in the proper game.
In this game, at least, yeah.
No, not that. That was more of an Advent Children edition, if I remember right.
But yeah, that would kind of, I mean, this kind of fits the Final Fantasy mold, where the main villain doesn't really get too much mention in the beginning. Usually it's some other enemy that you're fighting. You know, like right now it's President Shinra, basically. He's like the big bad. You know, and it isn't until... I mean, Sephiroth does get introduced early in the grand scheme of this game.
Yeah.
At least right now, it's just kind of, it's mentioned in passing, so it's a nice surprise.
And I do give this one in particular props for not introducing the real villain at the 11th hour, like some other games in the series.
Like Zeramis.
Oh gosh, Zeramis. Like, by the time he was introduced, who gave a crap?
Right.
And don't get me wrong, I loved FF4, but man, that was...
Yeah. Introducing Zemus was like, wait, what? Oh, okay. Ultimecia was kind of another one, but any game that has to do with time travel, I guess it's like, alright.
And you know, at the very least, she was kind of hinted at throughout the story with, you know, Edea being a puppet.
Being like, wait a second, I was controlled by someone, you know?
Right. I think it's at the end of Disc 2 where you fight her, and then that's when they start name-dropping Ultimecia.
Yeah.
And then there's FF9, holy crap. Freaking Necron. Like, oh, by the way...
Fuja for the whole game, and then Necron is just like, gives the Yoda speech, and it's like, alright.
That's right, the fear leads to anger, I forgot about that. Oh, man. You know, the only... As terrible as Necron was, and pointless, I gotta say, I hated Yu Yevon even worse. Simply because not only did he serve very little story purpose, though admittedly more than Necron, but the fight with him was just nonsense.
The fight was, first you couldn't even lose it, because everyone had auto-life on.
Yep.
And it was just how he looked.
Oh.
I mean, I can get like a little bit of symbolism or something, but like a fucking beetle? Like, really?
Yeah, right. Yeah, what the hell was that? Weird octopus parasite thing.
Yeah. And for a game that could obviously had some fantastic enemy models, you know, I mean, the final Aeon form of Jecht.
Oh, that was awesome.
Pretty badass.
Yeah.
So I just consider that the final boss.
Well, yeah, and they could, I think that was pretty much story-wise it was. Once you beat Jecht, you were home free. But,
and the Jecht fight was really hard, actually, unless you were just totally beefed up.
Oh, yeah.
That was a tough fight.
The cool thing about the FF10 monsters, too, is that for the very first time in the series history, they could really give you just a massive sense of scale for some of these monsters.
Yeah.
So yeah, to have that weird little thing be the final boss, that was not my favorite, as you can tell.
Nah.
Even with Zeramis, at least there was some kind of emotional drive, like you kind of felt sorry for Golbez by the end of that game too.
Oh yeah.
So you wanted to take out Zeramis. But yeah, Necron, Yu Yevon, I just wasn't feeling it for those two.
Zeramis they made into kind of a Necron character. I mean, it was the hatred of this powerful Lunarian, but then all of a sudden it was just like, as long as there's hatred, I will always exist. And it's like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, right?
How did you become all like omnipotent?
Yeah, there's a theory somewhere on the internet, I believe, that, you know, Cloud of Darkness, X-Death, Zeramis, and Necron, they're all like connected. They're like this one dimension traveling being that
those Deus Ex Machina type of villains that show up at the 11th hour.
Right. That it is like a series mainstay in some small way, or it's a nod to other games in the series.
Yeah.
So even though they aren't technically in the same world, that it's still connected by this, you know, evil force that all of the characters have to overcome.
Yeah. to those huge clown feet.
Right? We're in full-on Kingdom Hearts territory now.
At the time, I thought that was a real bitch thing for a little kid to say. It's like, someone
Right?
died. You don't know it yet.
And that's when I gave Eris up for adoption. You know, how did it take them, what, like 20 years to kidnap this little girl?
That's true. She never left the town.
Right? It's not like Elmira was hiding her. She's at the same house.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the Shinra, they just blew up an entire city. They're clearly not above using violence to get what they want.
Yeah,
it really is amazing. They wouldn't harm her. I mean, she's out grocery shopping, and all of a sudden she's hit with a tranq dart. Then.
So how does this work again? I mean, Shinra, it's kind of like one of their secondary goals, or maybe it's their main goal, is to find the Promised Land.
Right.
Which, how do they even hear about it? Was that through, or is that just like a...
So, in the original translation, as I understand it, I think those videos that you see of Professor Gast and Eris's biological mother, I think they reveal quite a few more things.
Okay. Like
so
when they're staying in the Arctic?
Yeah, yep. I think it's there that the Shinra learn about a lot of the secrets of the ancients. So that's where they learn about the Promised Land.
Mom.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because she was with Gast for a number of years, and if I remember right, he's actually Eris's father, correct?
Yeah, he is.
So yeah, he was actually a much bigger player in the overall narrative arc of FF7 than he ever gets credit for.
Oh, Gast? Yeah. I mean, yeah, being Eris's dad. Not much else to do in the freezing cold.
Right? Well, we got this comfy little cabin all to ourselves. Think humans and ancients can reproduce? Just out of scientific curiosity, of course. Eris run. Let's hope so.
Good girl, Marlene.
Yeah, right. Cloud slips her a 5.
Your MVP.
That's my girl. Alright, let's roll.
Push it to the limit.
Right?
Yeah, after 20 years, now it's dangerous.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they kind of took care of that, didn't they?
And seriously, how do you get up there in this game? You climb, like, a lot. You climb some wires.
That just happen to perfectly fall into place.
Yeah. That's another thing, it's like how they're gonna basically build another scene in the remake or something where you commission a decommissioned train or something like that. I don't know. I can't imagine just being like, alright, let's do this.
Climb that wall, baby.
Let's climb the wall.
Better still climb the wall.
Battery in there. Let's get the propeller moving so I can jump on top of it. Oh god. Face huggers.
Oh yeah, these things suck.
Yeah.
Why do I keep hitting item instead of magic? Alright, there, a two-shot kill. It could be worse. But I better cure. Big shot.
Burn it. Burn it, it's dead. Boom.
So, as we're slowly making our way back to this wall in order to get up to Shinra HQ, this is kind of an interesting time to talk about some of our other experiences with the Final Fantasy series. We just talked a little bit about the final bosses, but yeah, we mentioned before your favorite's always been FF6. Yeah, now 6 had, of course, my favorite villain in the series, and I think a lot of people's too, Kefka.
Yeah. No one really compares to Kefka. It's such someone who's been there from the beginning, you know, that you really got to know. Absolutely had the biggest personality in the game.
Yeah.
He's just he's a crazy dude. It's like, I don't know if he really lusted for power. He always came across as kind of a nihilist, basically. He just thought everything was ridiculous and
it's kind of the Joker before the Joker was the Joker.
Basically, he was kind of like a I guess a Nolan Joker in a way, but he was absolutely nuts. And I think it was the Empire drove him nuts. The experiments that they did, you know, just trying to the same thing that they did to Celes. Only,
there's some.
It worked well for her.
Yep. Poor Kefka got the raw end of that deal. There's a lot of backstory with him that isn't fully fleshed out in the main game.
There's a lot of stuff in Ultimania, but I think the main thing, like, you can learn about him from like one woman in Vector. Like, I think when the town is literally on fire, you go into her house and she tells you about Kefka. Or maybe it's before Vector's on fire, I don't know, but like one little random NPC basically tells you about like the magic experiments and how it just, I think, what was it, like splicing, what do they do in that game? I think in FF6 to give you magic, like with Celes, they spliced DNA from the
Espers,
from the Espers, like that was Cid's experimentation.
Yeah, it was like some kind of in vitro sort of thing where she was given it, and so unlike Kefka,
really
who was
stuff.
Kefka was infused as a adult man, you know, so that's what screwed him up. So when he went nuts, they figured, well, maybe for this one we better do it on.
They did her young, like a baby or something, basically.
So apparently her body had time to like adapt to it.
Yeah.
Instead of just going nuts like Kefka.
Yeah. And go nuts he did.
Right? So, that's what made him so great.
Awesome,
I mean, the actual fight with Kefka was sort of sad. Actually, he was not difficult to beat. But the emotional impact of that final boss fight was amazing. The music, the build-up, the actual, you know, levels that you progress up, the Dante's Inferno reference, that was awesome.
Fantastic final fight. I mean, fantastic music, too. Like, Dancing Mad. When my, like, 9-year-old self playing that game, I was blown the fuck away by Dancing Mad and just, like, progressing through the levels, basically starting in hell. And like fighting these things, progressing to purgatory, just the symbolism. Even as a young kid, you could tell all of that like symbolism was there. And it was awesome. Just a fantastic boss fight. And Kefka himself is like, I don't even think he cared if he was gonna lose. You know, again, he was just like,
his goal was never
this dead world of ours. You know,
his goal was never to rule. Like he was saying with Gestahl when he killed him was. You know, he didn't care what happened to the world, just destroy it and, you know, be nuts.
You're
right. It was basic nihilism,
But he wasn't trying to win anything, but he did end up like really fucking the world. It's the only villain I could think of that really actually destroyed the world.
Well, now that's an interesting point because. We, of course, are only a year out in the Final Fantasy 15 experience, and suddenly there's Ardyn, who did have kind of a concrete motivation, which, if you think about it, he also accomplished. And maybe we are getting into spoiler territory here because not everyone's played FF15 to completion just yet.
Spoiler alert, people. Spoiler alert.
Right.
We'll be talking FF15 here.
Yeah. We'll probably eventually be playing FF15. Oh, Arden is fantastic. Yeah. That was a game where the villain did manage to stand out in an already standout cast.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? He also reminded me a lot of Kefka, where there's that same kind of nihilist vibe you get from him because he has to be so tired of just living.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
You think about how long he's been around.
Yeah.
And so he's crafted the whole world, what's going on with the world, with the empire of what is it, Niflheim. And this whole war between Niflheim and Lucius, he basically crafted that whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
This huge kind of war and all these political things going on in the world. It's just he did it to get to one guy. You know,
I hate this part. I never know when to jump.
Yeah, it really doesn't make sense. I think you have to jump right when it's on the right side.
Let's see here. I did jump there, and too soon still. Okay. So yeah, but no, you're right about Arden. He was really playing the long game there with his revenge plan, and
very long game.
Some of his actions don't make a whole lot of sense when you look at kind of how he lets the characters live and string them along, but that's actually ends up being the whole point, is that he really didn't care about anything but humiliating and destroying the Lucius Kylum line.
Oh, yeah. And I think he didn't want to really, torture them, yes, and he tortured the hell out of Noctis and all of them. Yeah. Just playing with their emotions, and you can see it episode Prompto too, and in the main game. Definitely kind of tortured them psychologically.
Yeah.
But as far as hurting them, he didn't do anything like that until the end of the game.
Right, yeah, no, he waited completely to reveal that he even could fight, you know?
Yeah. No, you don't even see him fight until the very end of the game.
No, he doesn't have... Yeah, in fact, the first time he pulls out a weapon is when, well... Actually, let's leave that. We'll discuss this when we actually get around to playing FF15.
Okay, sounds good.
That would be that'd be kind of fun, actually. Now wait a minute. There we go. That's what I'm remembering. Now I have to do this stupid ass jump again.
Do it again.
Okay, so it's actually when it's right at the left side here.
Oh, the left side. Okay.
Yeah, which is counterintuitive. Yeah. Too soon.
Yep.
I really hate this thing. How many times are we gonna do this? There we go. Okay, so we basically have to wait until it's just below him.
It feels like it's another, I don't know, mistranslation or something. Cause it's oh, I shouldn't jump when it's too close. It's almost when it's the closest.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Just ignore everything the game tells you and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Just climb these tubes. This reminds me of Battle Angel a little bit. Just this one anime where this poor guy from the slums basically climbs these tubes to this air city of Zion.
Right.
But then he eventually gets torn apart by these huge blades that they send down the tubes.
No, I never watched that, but the way you're describing it has me intrigued.
Well, apparently James Cameron's going to make a live-action version of it.
Oh, really? You know, that's happening with animes right now. Western audiences are picking up on them. We saw it happen with Ghost in the Shell. It's about to happen with Death Note, and I think I heard something about a live-action Akira in the near future as well.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere.
Someone picked that up. I don't remember who. Oh, that's right. This is when you get to choose. What are you
I always pick the stairs, just because it's so funny.
That's right. I actually usually pick the front door, but I think I always picked the front door as a kid, and I think the sneak in quietly, the first time I ever did it was just a couple of years ago, actually, and it is fun.
100 floors of Tifa and Barrett bitching.
Just
Damn it.
basically. Oh. Do it.
There we go. I had a decent streak there of getting the right save. Okay. Here we go. The longest climb.
Now we mentioned my favorite game. I think I know the answer to this, but yours would probably be 5, right?
Yeah, and that's not everyone's pick, but 5. Even though I played it much later than it originally came out, of course it wasn't released in the U.S. until the I believe it was the Anthology game on the PS1. Yeah, that was my first experience with it, and you know, it was kind of right in the middle of the PS1 era where FF8 was already out, but at the same time, it just kind of brought me right back to what I loved about the SNES games, and did it in a way that was so challenging.
It did come at a good time. Barrett just fucking hates every step of this.
Right? They all get to the top of the stairs and they're just too tired to fight. Oh god, we're under arrest. Knock it off, you're giving me the creeps.
Like, just no security.
Yeah, right?
But
anyone
I mean,
can do this. As a kid, I always thought that if I got up to the top before these two did, that I got some kind of prize. Of course, I'm stupid, but...
Oh my god, now Tifa's getting in on it.
That's supposed to mean Tifa.
Oh yeah, sold to first class. And then they just get up ahead of you anyway.
Yeah, right?
This is rubber banding bullshit.
Cloud just stops halfway up to puke. Not beating me, Tifa. Ugh! I did it! I'm the champion! Cloud pulls on her leg. To make her stop. It's not a race, Cloud. The hell it's not. Are we there yet?
My god, Barrett.
Said not yet. Now, it may not be in this version of the game, but I know at one point Tifa calls him a retard, I think.
Really?
Which is, you know, a very 90s thing to call somebody, but probably wouldn't get away with that translation today, yeah. Got it, I'm going back. Brett thinks about it. He jumps. Screw it. How'd they outpace Cloud that bad? That's when he stopped to puke. Only now does she realize that she's wearing a skirt into combat. Or wait, is it implying that she has to pee?
No, I think it's the skirt.
I think that's what I always assumed, was that it was, you know, she didn't want to run ahead of them because she thought they would look up her skirt, but that animation there...
Yeah.
It's so damn tall. It's just so damn good.
No damn good building these tall
skyscrapers. It's an affront to God. If man were meant to reach the sky, he'd have been given wings. Daddy wanted to see her face one more time.
Yeah.
Oh no, there it is, there it is. Stop acting like a retard. Oh no. So let's see here. In this 4-episode playthrough so far, we've made fun of the Mexicans, midgets, and now handicapped people. Should just have a big wheel that we spin. Decide who's next. Yeah, right.
The outrage punch card.
Finally made it.
Barrett's acting like he's gonna die or something. I want to see your face one more time. Shinra, you finally beat me. You
Hey,
figured
guys.
out my weakness.
Guys, you know what I just realized? We didn't buy any potions on the way up. We should probably go back.
Shoot your friends.
Right. Now I have to be careful not to accidentally progress too far, because here's where I'm able to steal.
No, that's right.
Maybe, I don't think it's this floor, but it's coming up.
Ooh. That's a little fucked up.
Right? What is that guy?
Turns into a skater robot.
Right.
So maybe they're just their security detail. Yet another Shinra suit. It was either the heavy armor or the propeller armor.
Yeah, there's just some guy whose whole job is to come up with these slightly useless suits. He's basically like playing old Mega Man games for inspiration.
Oh damn, you got the cross slash now.
Yeah, I got that back on the way to Eris's house. Oh, it paralyzed him. Nice. Not gonna waste any more MP on you. Excellent.
Tranquilizer.
Which I never used. I always considered Fury a good thing in this game because it builds your limit faster.
The hyper?
Yeah.
The hyper is what gives you...
Yeah, I would use Hyper on my characters just to build limit gauges faster.
When
The
I was
accuracy
a kid, that's...
bust wasn't worth it, yeah.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I would just keep them in hyper and considered it like a detriment if they weren't.
Right?
Once I figured that out. I guess in a way that's not a bad thing if you want to build up their, you know, their limit skills.
For sure. No, wait, I went right to floor 60. What's on 59?
Probably something. I'd say go back. Let's take a look. I keep thinking that in your first run through you can get Kiseth's ultimate weapon, but I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah, now you can find it, but because he's not a party member, Cloud just puts it back. Yeah, this'll never come in handy.
Oh my god. I mean, what is it, like a megaphone or something? Yeah,
Oh, I guess that
it's
was
like-
floor 59. Is there anything here that's useful? Oh, there's a fight. Wait, could this be... Nope. Just more of these losers. Ah, I didn't use magic. I think they counter a lot of my attacks. That's their thing. Or I could be wrong.
It's like the most seductive way to skate.
Right?
This is like...
You know,
I love how these guys are... How they just dodge you in the most flamboyant way.
right? I know
Gotta
those
skate
are
around
wheels,
you.
but what it kind of looks like to me is that I broke his ankles horribly and he's just kind of wobbling around. Oh man, I gotta win this.
Still trying to fight you.
You will not get away from
Daddy's
me, you
gonna get that
punks.
raise, kids. 3 days away from retirement.
Again, I do wonder how these enemies are going to be handled in the remake. Whether we're actually going to see variations of these, you know, classic monsters, or if it's just going to all be generic soldiers, or... Ah, crap.
They have... Oh,
This was counterproductive.
what? Going down? Like
Yeah. Basically, I just took the way up that I avoided by taking the stairs.
Oh, like the whole, yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to be worried about this. Let's just go back up. No, this is not making me fight my way up, I think.
Yeah, I remember there was a little, I think there was like a little commercial you could watch if you fought your way in. The Shinra Electric Company commercial or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember something like that. Was that on the elevator, or was that something different?
Oh, it's like a TV screen in the main lobby, I think.
Ah, that's what
Something
it was. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Well, this will be a good place to call this episode. Next time we'll actually get to the top of the Shinra building.
Alright, sounds good.
Alright. Well, YouTube, we'll see you next time.
Later.